Coming up on the Northern Sun Showcase, we're in seventh heaven. Concordia does it again. 7 straight NCAA national championships. Another Agnew national champion, but a new one this time. Football shows its national prowess as players give back. The winter sports are well underway, and one team with the help of a special new team member is off to a hot start. And St. Cloud Wrestling makes their mark in the NCAA record book. Go crazy, folks! Go crazy! The Northern Sun Showcase is next. Welcome once again to the Northern Sun Showcase, Division II athletics in the Upper Midwest. I'm Mike Woodley with the Commissioner, Butch Raymond. And while the Northern Sun is very competitive in all sports, and we're going to get to a lot of them in this show, volleyball has been simply one amazing story. And let's talk about a 7th national championship for Concordia and the conference.
What a great way to end the fall season, Mike, to have Concordia win their 7th consecutive national championship and really do it in convincing style. I mean, I think this was their 42nd straight NCAA postseason victory. That's or win-loss. It just goes on. And Coach Starkey and his staff and the student athletes of Concordia, we certainly want to congratulate them. Well,
let's show some highlights of the 3 matches, starting off with the toughest match of all, taking on the #1 ranked team in the country, Tampa. How did it all play?
Well, Mike, the actual volleyball tournament was in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, hosted by the University of Upper Iowa, one of our own schools, and they did a marvelous job. But anyway, in game 1, the Golden Bears went up against #1 Tampa and lost the first set and then came back and swept the next 3, winning easily 3-1.
And then in the second matchup, it was Wheeling Jesuit, and Concordia seemed to catch their stride then and really realize that using a lot of that tournament experience in the past to feel very, very comfortable in that environment.
Obviously, all of the teams that are competing are ranked. Wheeling Jesuit was number 25, but from start to finish, Concordia kind of breezed to a 3-0 victory.
And then it goes on to the championship game against BYU Hawaii, a very, very good team with some tournament experience themselves, but Concordia they were not to be denied.
Not this year. I mean, again, they were flawless in that championship match. They easily won 3-0. Just played so well. It's just fun to watch them play. They have such good camaraderie and such good teamwork.
And great student athletes, too. Let's hear from the winners after the championship, the 7th consecutive for Concordia St. Paul.
I just thought we did a good job coming out from point 1, defensively, picking balls up right away. And, you know, I thought our libero did a great job. Pretty much our whole backcourt did a great job defending the court, getting us in systems so that we could actually score points off of digs. And then Amanda did a great job of finding our middles in transition. We felt like we could score points there, and she did a great job of finding them early and often. You know, every single match that we go play in our conference, regardless of who it is, we know that we have to show up for that match, otherwise we're going to get beat. And so these guys are just used to playing at that level.
It sounds cliche, but you really do take away the relationships that you establish more than the wins, and that's something I've really come to appreciate as a senior. And I've said this before, but you just kind of take for granted what you have when you're younger, but then now it's like, what's next? And it was just so much fun being out here this weekend, taking every point as an opportunity to just spend with this team.
So congratulations to Concordia, but what people might not know is how difficult the road was for Concordia to get out of the Northern Sun Conference. And Minnesota Duluth and other teams pushed them very, very hard all season long.
Mike, you and I have had this conversation before that the balance in our conference, the Northern Sun in volleyball, is just amazing, really, when you look at the teams there. Actually, University of Minnesota Duluth, a team that finished right behind Concordia in the league, ended up winning our conference tournament, ended up being ranked #2 in the country to Concordia #3, and actually got to host the region. And they showcased just the most valuable player in our conference, an All-American. American volleyball coaches voted her, along with the coaches from Daktronics, that she was the outstanding Division II National Player of the Year. Kate Lang, congratulations.
Yeah, out of Hibbing, Minnesota, led the NCAA in kills per game and points per game. Just a fantastic student athlete. Really symbolic of the type of student athletes the Northern Sun has in really all sports, but in volleyball in this case, just at the top of the list anywhere in the country.
Well, she's a senior. I'm going to miss her. I'm not sure the other teams in the league will miss her, but I'm certainly going to miss her.
She astonishingly 2,078 kills, and just an amazing a mass of statistics for her during her time. Well, certainly that was fantastic. But, you know, as we go on to the sport of cross country and the women's sport of cross country, the Northern Sun crowned its 44th individual national champion, this time in women's cross country. And the name Agnew was anything but new. Nick Cornder has the rundown.
The University of Mary's Melissa Agnew won 2 NCAA national championships last year. Her twin sister, Jennifer, sidelined by injury, was forced to sit and cheer her sister on. This year, fully recovered from injury, it was Jennifer's turn to make a run for a title. This fall, Jennifer ran away with the NSIC Cross Country Championship and eyed a strong finish at Nationals in Spokane, Washington, as sister Mel was there to support her.
She came Friday night, so she stayed in the hotel with me, which was nice. I think sitting by myself in the hotel room, I would have got all bottled up and nervous and stuff, so just having her and watching TV and hanging out was nice. And then she warmed up with me that day and then cooled down with me, so that was nice.
Mildly anxious, at the start of the race, Agnew got out to a fast start.
Just having like 200 plus girls at the start line, the atmosphere is definitely kind of tense and stuff, but once the race started and I got out to the lead that I did at the mile and the 2 mile, I was just I was confident, but I was also running scared the whole time too, as you know, you didn't want to start out too fast and then have everybody come back on you in the last 2K or whatever, so I was a little bit nervous the whole time, but that's good.
And hold that lead she did, winning by 12 seconds, exceeding her expectations.
I was hoping to be a top 5, top 10 kind of thing. I didn't think that it would actually run the way it did. I didn't think I'd win by a lead of 12 seconds by any means. So going into it, I was going to plan on sticking with the top pack for as long as possible, then maybe trying to take what I could at the end. So for it to space out as much as it did, as early as it did, I was a little surprised by that, but I just rolled with it and tried to finish hard.
And now Jen has an identical piece of hardware to match her twin sisters.
It's kind of nice, like she has one, I have one kind of thing, so.
And if you're wondering which Agnew is faster,
we did a turkey trot over Thanksgiving and she beat me by 5 seconds, so. So I don't know, it all depends. I wasn't real ready to race right away again, but I think if you put us head to head, it'd be pretty close.
You know, we talk about the name Agnew, but there's more than just Agnew involved in this. The conference really was represented well.
Mike, I have an idea. Let's have a race-off between the Agnew sisters, and let's make people pay to watch that and put the money in the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
You know, the turkey trot had one winner there, but who knows who would win the next time. So
well, anyway, again, not
Are
only
there any other sisters coming up is what I want to know.
Right. Not only Jennifer Agnew, but and her team from the University of Mary, but women's cross country was very well represented in the nationals. We had Augustana women that finished number 5. We had the University of Minnesota Duluth that finished 10th, and then Winona State finishing 15th. So well done by the Northern Sun.
And Paul Yak on the men's side, he also very, very strong. He was it 6th overall?
6th overall. Wow. Augustana men finished 3rd, and the University of Sioux Falls was next for the Northern Sun in 18th place.
All well done all season long. We come back, we have plenty more yet. Football played deep into the season. We had teams playing in December, which means they're playing well. We'll tell you more about that, plus soccer and the recap continuing here on the Northern Sun Showcase.
The Northern Sun Intercollegiate Conference, 16 schools, 18 sports, one common goal, athletic and academic excellence. Student athletes in the league compete and win NCAA national championships while learning the skills to compete and win in life. The NSIC has developed into one of the premier NCAA Division II conferences in the nation. The NSIC, win here, win in life. Learn more at northernsun.org or follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
Exceeding expectations. Getting better every day. It doesn't happen by chance. Preparation pays off. So the only question to ask yourself is, am I better today than I was yesterday? Exceed yesterday. Choose Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine.
We have so much to celebrate in Division II, but we're especially proud of our commitment to Make-A-Wish.
Division II student athletes have led a 10-year initiative to raise funds and help grant wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions.
Nearly $3 million have been raised, and hundreds of children's wishes have been granted.
We play hard, we work hard, and we support others in need. Why? It's simple.
Because we care.
Welcome back. Let's talk football now on the Northern Sun Showcase. When you got teams, Butch, playing in December, that usually means they're playing pretty well. 3 teams in the NCAA playoffs this year. It shows you the strength of the conference.
Very fortunate to have that happen, and certainly congratulate our teams in the strength of the region that we're in. To get 3 of the 6 teams in there is just outstanding. We had the Minnesota State Mankato, we had St. Cloud State, and we also had University of Minnesota Duluth. And we got to tip our hat to the Huskies. They had a tough road. They traveled first of all down to Henderson State, which was the champion of the Great American Conference, and undefeated they were, Henderson State. St. Cloud State won that game and then came back and played our league champion, overall league champion, Minnesota State Mankato, and won that game. So 2 big wins for them on the road, and then traveled to Northwest Missouri State and played the champion of the MIAA and lost in a great game. And also we should mention Southwest Minnesota State with a very exciting team, and they made their first trip to the postseason in a bowl game at the Mineral Water Bowl, and that's always a big step for any team in the conference. It's a commissioner's delight when you have a team that just continues to get better and better, a school like Southwest Minnesota State, last year a second division team, and this year they move up and finish 7-4 in our league, first division, and get to be one of our 4 teams going to the playoffs. And the Harlan Hill Trophy is really like the Heisman Trophy of Division II. Absolutely. It is, and it really, not in name, but certainly in every other aspect. And the Northern Sun has 2 strong candidates out of a national field of 9, and we'll see how all that plays out. Let's tell you a little about him. First of all, we have Tyler Tundrum, of course, a native of Armstrong, Iowa. Southwest Minnesota State record, 21-45 in yards this year, and also 19 touchdowns this season alone. 25th player in Division II history to have 2,000 yards in a single season. He's a good one. All first team, all NSIC South, and he's doing all kinds of great things all season long. The best thing about it, Mike, he's only a junior. Yeah, we get to have him come back. And John Wolf, what an outstanding member of that very talented Minnesota State Maverick football team. What can you say about him? A senior with passing yards exceeding 2,000, 17 passing touchdowns, and then on the ground, 1,150 rushing yards, 15 rushing touchdowns. That tied the single season at Minnesota State. So certainly this is an outstanding player here too, a very versatile player and a strong candidate for this trophy. Well, John has led the Mavericks to 2 undefeated seasons going into the playoffs, and has been very instrumental. He's the Offensive Player of the Year in the South Division. Well, we wish them both very well. Well, one thing about the term family, it's always a synonymous term with football. It's the family, but it took on a very special meaning, literally, at Winona this year. And let's have the story now. Scott Ryan has more.
Foster and girlfriend Brooke Webb have a 3-month-old son, Elijah, who was born just before the season started. So close, in fact, that Foster had to be ready to burst off the field during camp in case Webb went into labor.
It was stressful, but it was exciting. You know, there's just so many emotions, you know, going through our heads at all times. Afraid he was going to be around that time. We were playing our first game, but it all worked out. And this little cutie guy made it in time before the game.
Foster and Webb made sure Elijah was taken care of at all times, while Foster attended meetings, practices, games, and classes, and Webb worked at Winona Hospital. The idea of such a balancing act almost scared Foster away from coming back for his senior season.
Everything just started building up, and I think we kind of hit a point. We did hit a point where we were like, you know, maybe you should call your coaches and tell them, you know, you can't do it. And that really hit me.
I think we helped him with that decision that you need a degree. Football is providing you an access to that degree because we helped him pay for school through scholarship and those kind of things. If he didn't, and you have all those bills and you have a newborn and you're trying to buy diapers and trying to pay for school somewhere else, that's not a good mix.
WSU's football program preached Foster's most treasured value, family.
I mean, I think every guy on the floor, I'm talking about 115 guys on our team, everybody, you know, you need anything, you tell me, and, you know, I'm so happy for you guys, you know. I got that from everybody on our team. Even our coaches are just awesome, you know. I think it goes back to why I came here with Sawyer preaching family. You know, I think it's all ironic how everything played out. You know, I come here because Coach Sawyer, you know, he preaches family. He loves team atmosphere, and then I start a family while I'm in football.
He would do anything for anyone, and if you're his buddy, it's even to an escalated level. You know, like anything, anytime, and I know he's like that with his son, which is really good.
To say he's in love would be an understatement, man. He adores that kid to death, and we talked about, even after the last game, unfortunately the season ended, we didn't go out on a winning note and all that, and obviously T being his last game was a little shaken up, but I asked him, hey, where's the baby at? And he said he's nearby, and you could tell even the thought of that alone made him kind of realize that football, it's very important to him and things like that, but it doesn't come close to his son and the joy that Elijah brings for him.
So a little bit of all in the family.
What a great story, and he looked so comfortable holding his son in his arms. And again, thanks, Coach Sawyer, for just being helping these guys grow up and do their job, and tremendous coaching story.
Yep, there's a lot to it, and I'm sure that kid's going to be a big fan of Warrior football when he grows up. Certainly. Now, we give back a lot in this conference. You hear stories all the time of student athletes being a part of the community and really making a difference. Such the case here. Josh Wielder of Minot. Here's his story of how he's giving back with all he has.
About 5 years ago now, Chad Marshall and I, he was a roommate of mine and 3 other guys as well. Chad and I had some long hair, and he said, we should grow our hair. I said, no problem, let's do it. We went on, and probably 3, 4, 5, 6 months, somewhere around there, I don't know how long, half a year maybe, Chad decided to cut his hair, and I just kept going with it, and then one of my friends, his mother got cancer 2 years ago now, and after I heard she got cancer, I decided I wanted to donate Locks of Love, not specific for her, but just for Locks of Love and the cancer patients, and I saw how much pain he went through, and he's one of the lucky ones. His mother's still living, so she battled through it.
The thing that Josh did here didn't surprise me, I guess, with Josh. We didn't know what was happening till it actually took place, but it didn't surprise me. He didn't do it to seek attention or anything. He kind of did it quietly, but it didn't surprise me with what Josh did. And that's the type of people, I think we've got a lot of those people within our programs, but he's to be commended for what he undertook, and we're really proud of him.
Well, I think it's a great thing. It kind of goes with that old adage, hey, special people do special things, and it's kind of what he did.
I had fun doing it. But back in high school years ago, 5, 6 years ago, I had short hair. I was to the scalp, man. I shaved my head. So yeah, I had a lot of fun, and yeah, that's one thing I'm going to remember about college, and hopefully show my kids one day, and I'll be bald, so one day I'm going to show them that I did have long hair.
So giving back to the community, another story. We see a lot of it in this conference. Butch.
Yeah, it's a great story, and certainly a worthy cause, and I think, Mike, you and I should probably just give up. We're not going to get involved in that.
You're right about that. Well, getting down on one knee, maybe going somewhere special for dinner, many ways people propose, but in the case of one Northern Sun Conference athlete.
All-American athlete.
All-American athlete. Well, with the name Ring, it was about time maybe Colby Ring gave one away.
A couple of the teammates said that I look kind of white, a little bit pale in the locker room before the game, but Saturday is always an important day for me throughout the season, because we play on Saturdays. And she's always there at the game supporting me, and my parents are here, and her parents usually come to some of the games, so I wanted to do it in front of all those people. So that's why I figured a football game would be a good idea.
Well, if there's ever been a doubt, this is a family show. There's no question about it. And Colby Ring also, we should mention, you notice those long flowing locks, also a member of those that gave back for Locks of Love. Maybe if we start wearing a helmet, our hair will grow long enough so we could join them. You can, Chia, that's all I can suggest is Chia. When we come back, we got soccer, we got basketball, we got more ahead. Stay with us on the Northern Sun Showcase.
The Northern Sun Intercollegiate Conference, 16 schools, 18 sports, one common goal, athletic and academic excellence. Student athletes in the league compete and win NCAA national championships while learning the skills to compete and win in life. The NSIC has developed into one of the premier NCAA Division II conferences in the nation. The NSIC, win here, win in life. Learn more at northernsun.org or follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
At U.S. Bank, we help first-time buyers, growing families, and empty nesters move from their home into one that's more fitting.
Wait, I'm sorry. Did he just say you might be moving?
We are.
We raised 3 kids here. It would be perfect for your family.
Which that means you guys are moving.
Oh, this would be a great first home for you.
Okay, let's talk about the yard.
Take it from here?
Sure.
U.S. Bank offers flexible terms and a great rate on a home mortgage for whatever stage of life you're in. Call to apply.
Or just come in.
Okay.
All of us serving you.
Let's get started. Okay, I'm first.
U.S. Bank.
All right.
Welcome back again, Northern Sun Showcase. Let's talk soccer now, Butch Raymond, because that's a sport that's been very competitive in this conference, and we're seeing the lower part of the conference become the middle to the top of the conference. A lot of evolving schools.
It might be our sport that we've improved the most on and the level of competition that we have. Minnesota State Mankato won our league, hosted our tournament, and in the tournament, in the championship, defeated the University of Minnesota Duluth in a shootout. So it certainly was very competitive. We had 4 teams that qualified for the Central Region: Minnesota State University, the University of Minnesota Duluth, Winona State University, and Southwest Minnesota State. And Mike, that's one of the teams, just like in football, we talked about the Mustangs, what they had done from last year to this year. Same is true in soccer, what a great jump they've made in the level of competition. In the Central Region, University of Minnesota Duluth defeated those Mustangs 2-0 in the championship game, moved on to the Elite 8, where they were eventually defeated in the first round by Grand Valley State, the team that won the national championship.
So an outstanding season overall in soccer in the conference. Let's move on to men's and women's basketball, because it's that time of year, and long time you spent in Hall of Fame basketball
coach. I can catch my breath. The fall's over. We're starting the winter now. Is that what
we
you're
are
saying?
starting the winter.
Okay,
yes,
we're starting the winter. And yeah, it's very early on. We've had three weekends of competition, and on the men's side, we still have 2 undefeated teams in the league. We have Minnesota State University Moorhead, who is 9-0, 5-0 in the league, and Winona State, a young team that's playing like a house of fire right now. They're also 5-0, so 2 undefeated teams, but a lot ahead of us. And then on the women's side, it's just a jumbled 4-1, 4-1, 3-2, whatever that might be. But Dave Krauth, got to give him credit, Mike. 500 wins for Coach Krauth at Augie, one of the more classy coaches we have in our league.
And the tournament, of course, is set for Sioux Falls. Want to get that out there? Everybody be ready
exactly.
for that?
We're moving our tournament. At least the first round will be on campus when all 16, and then we're moving the quarterfinals of both the men and the women to the Pentagon, which is Sanford's new building. So pretty exciting.
Well, Butch, you did mention among the teams that are off to a hot start, the Dragons of Minnesota State University Moorhead. And part of the reason that they're playing so well is these players are inspired. They have a 10-year-old teammate. Yes, a 10-year-old teammate, and he's making a big difference in Moorhead for his team and his family. Let's find out a little more.
The disease attacks the kidneys, the gastrointestinal system, the heart chambers. There's shortened lifespan of only in the 20s, although many don't live to see past age 16.
More so than him having anything special be a part of our program, I think it's more special that we are able to be a part of his life during this season and going forward.
For what he's gone through, and to see something this amazing happen for him, knowing that in his lifetime it may never happen, means a lot.
Again, I just want to say that, Dalton, thank you. You're an inspiration to us. We're very thankful that you're a part of our family. And I think it's also a great learning experience for our players to understand that there's so much more to life than just basketball. It's all about family, and certainly Dalton and his family are special.
Which I see that kid, I see my own son.
It's
well, great story, and Coach Walthall and his team. Thanks for what they're doing. I'm really anxious to see that team play with a 10-year-old. I'm looking forward to that.
And I just wish them the best. I think what they did up there was fantastic, and I congratulate the Dragon program for adopting this kid and putting this as a part of what they're doing. It's a great story.
Absolutely, and you know, again, Mike, you've always talked about Division II and different things that we can give back, and this is just one example.
Wrestling coming up. We'll be grappling in a moment right here on the Northern Sun Showcase.
Ever wish your bank were right at your fingertips?
Hey, honey, thanks for depositing that check for me today. Love you.
Love you too.
Love you more.
I love you way more.
You're the best.
You're way better.
You're my Huggy Bear.
In branch, online, on your iPad, iPhone, Android, or BlackBerry, U.S. Bank is there when you need us.
Exceeding expectations. Getting better every day. It doesn't happen by chance. Preparation pays off. So the only question to ask yourself is, am I better today than I was yesterday? Exceed yesterday. Choose Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine.
In our final segment of the Northern Sun Showcase, Butch Wrestling, just starting to get into the thick of it right now, really with you know, the dual action more after the first of the year.
Too early to call at this point. We know it's going to be competitive. Last year we had 5 wrestling teams ranked in the top 12, and this year our top-ranked team last year, St. Cloud State University, is off to a good start. They won their first duel, which was set a new NCAA record with 48 consecutive dual wins.
Let's hear more about it. Chris Brazel at 197 talks about St. Cloud State's wrestling and their big start.
You know, it's a really special thing to be a part of. I've been here since the streak started, but you know, that wasn't really our main focus coming into the match. We just wanted to have individual great performances, and we knew we'd come out with the win, and that's kind of what we've done all along.
Last time St. Cloud State lost a dual match, January of 2011.
I bet Coach Constancio sleeps pretty well in the evening, each night, knowing that. Wow, what a record.
They're doing real well. Again, more on wrestling after the first of the year. Reminder, you can find out more on the Northern Sun Conference 24/7, Facebook, Twitter. Go to the website, northernsun.org. Links to all the member schools, highlights, everything you ever want is right there at northernsun.org.
Well, Mike, the fall's over. We're starting the winter, and it looks good. We had a wonderful fall in the Northern Sun. Thank you, all you coaches and student athletes that are out there and fans. Let's look forward to the winter, and happy holidays to you, Mike, and to all of our viewers and to all of our fans in the Northern Sun.
Hope everybody is safe and has a joyous holiday season. And for Butch Raymond, I'm Mike Woodley. Thanks for watching the Northern Sun Showcase.